For all the YouTube idiots. No, I'm playing. I'm not going to call y'all idiots. For all the YouTube idiots who weren't paying attention, this is product training. We're going over product training. Look, pay attention. Look. Now, back to our training. Here's what a bad website is costing a business. They're losing customers. They're losing money. They're losing trust. They're losing reputation. They're losing reputability. They're depending on word of mouth to grow their business. And they're wasting money on Angie's List, who's just giving their leads to 50 other guys at the same time, who's only going to choose to go with the other guys because they actually have websites anyways. So think about it this way. If two plumbers show up on Google and one has a clean website, the other one doesn't, who gets the call? The one with the website. Now, now we have to identify what to look for when we have a site. When we look at a site, if it doesn't load fast on the phone, bad. If you can't find their phone number or contact form, bad. If it looks like it hasn't been updated in years, there are old fonts, low quality photos, and broken layouts, bad. If there's no clear message about what they do and who they serve, bad. If there's no Google reviews anywhere on the site, bad. Hard to navigate, too many pages, confusing menus, and no clear step, bad. No lead capture form, no chat, no way to book or get a quote. That's a terrible site. If a site doesn't have any of this stuff, that is a bad site. And we need to help them. We need to help them turn it into a good site so they can make more money. Because guess what? Everything matters. Nothing is insignificant. Everything is everything, and nothing is everything, and everything is nothing, and nothing is everything. Anything. If anything is anything, then everything is everything. Nothing is nothing. So, with that being said, every little detail matters. Even if it's just a lead form on the front page, that could increase their conversion by 3%. Do you know how much 3% is on $100,000? If there's a business that's making $100,000 and we increase their conversion by 3%, well, let's find out. What's 100,000 times 3%? If we increase a business that's making $100,000, if we increase their conversion by 3%, they just made an extra $3,000. And guess how much they spent? $1,000. So they just made an extra $2,000. And what is that, a month? If they're making $100,000 a month and we increase their monthly revenue by $2,000, that's $2,000 they can go and spend on other upgrades and make even more money. So nothing is nothing. Everything is everything. Anything is anything, bro. With that being said, let's go ahead and see a visual example of what this looks like. Bad site, taking forever to load. If it's like choppy, slow and choppy, there are a lot of sites that they're just slow. Like you open the site and it's loading so much stuff that, let me see if I can find one, because they're not hard to find. There are a lot of slow sites. You open the site and then you can't even scroll through it because it's like too much stuff on the site. Or maybe it might be my computer. My computer might just be ass. That could also be it, to be honest. But there are sites like that where it's like way too much stuff on the site, and then you try to scroll through it and it's difficult to scroll through it because it's like taking forever to scroll. But if a site is slow, bad. We're going to optimize it. We're going to make it fast. So if there's no phone number on the site, that's bad. If there's no reviews on the site, that's bad because there's no trust. If there's confusing navigation, if there's way too many tabs on the site to the point where you don't even know what to click, that's bad. That's bad. So we fix all of those things because all of those things contribute to these business owners making money. So if there's no reviews, bad. If it's confusing navigation, bad. If there's a confusing call to action, it just says, welcome, we do this, this, and that, but it doesn't say, here's how you can book, here's how you can get in contact with us, any of that stuff, that's bad. A good site. Now we've talked about the bad site. We know how to identify a bad site. Great. We know exactly how to identify a bad site. All of this stuff is how we identify a bad site. Now let's identify a good site. A good site loads instantly on the phone. Loads in 1 second or less. The phone number is at the top right. Has Google reviews, high ratings, has 3-click navigation. It doesn't have to be 3 clicks, but that makes it easy. That makes it easier for the customer to make a decision. One single clear call to action. Obvious next step, such as call us now. The easier they make that button, the easier they make the book button, the call us button, the easier they make the checkout button, the easier they make the checkout button, the easier they make it for customers to give them money. So here are the signs of a good site. It loads fast. You know exactly what they do. There's a clear call to action. You see the Google reviews. They're easy to contact. They have professional photos, and it has one clear message, not just a wall of text that you have to read through all day. Now here's what we sell. We sell beautiful, amazing sites with get free quote, have their phone number there, have the services, their work, about us, review, contact, Google reviews, trustworthy. You can see their work right there. They're super reputable, super trustworthy. They look premium, they look professional, they look like the one for the job. And that's what the customers are thinking, so they're going to go ahead and get their free quote. So that's what we build. We're not building you a nice website. We're saying that we're getting them more calls. We're getting them more trust with their clientele. You look like the obvious choice. We're getting them a system that captures their leads automatically, even when they're on vacation or on a job site. You're getting their own traffic, so there's no more paying for shared leads from Angie's List or Thumbtack. We're giving you a brand that's lets you charge more because you look like a premium option, and people are willing to pay premium prices for premium options. So when someone hires Built by Duke, they're not just getting a website. They're getting a professionally designed site built around converting visitors into customers. But not only that, they're getting trust. They're getting peace of mind in knowing that their site is actively making them money, and they don't have to be on the phone all day or in their DMs all day or any of that stuff. They're getting peace of mind. They're getting trust. They're getting clarity. They're getting more money. They're getting money. They're getting a valuable investment that will last them a lifetime. They're getting additional help in growing their business. They're getting more time. They're getting less stress on their plate because they know the website is handling everything that it should be online. So they're getting all that good stuff and a lead capture system so they can get more customers. They're getting a brand upgrade. They're getting a brand new upgrade. They go from just a guy in a truck to an established professional business. If only you guys could see what this website looked like before we started working on it. I didn't take before pictures, but it looked terrible. This is actually our first client. This is the site for our first client. This website looked horrible. This website looked horrible. Nobody would have bought anything from this site. But now look at it. Now look at it. Now look at it. The person who owned this site, before we fixed it, they were upset. They were crying. They were literally losing sleep because they were stressing about their site, and they invested too much money into it, and they weren't able to get any returns or any results. They were literally losing sleep. Ask Gihan. Gihan knows. Gihan set this person. Oh God, Gihan set this person. Gihan knows. So she was losing sleep. She was literally crying herself to sleep at night, like pulling her hair out trying to make this site work, and then she just couldn't. So she paid us. She was like, you know what, you guys make it work. And we were like, I bet, we got you. Now look at the site. Now look at it. Does this look like a site that customers would buy from? Yes, definitely. This looks quality. This is a quality site. This is a quality website. Before, it was not quality. Before, I can't even describe how it looked. I can't even describe the transformation we made to this site. This lady was so happy. And then guess what? She was DMing me talking about I love it. It looks amazing. It looks beautiful. This is a great investment, etc., etc. I'm so happy that I decided to make this decision. Look, I'll show you. She telling me she love it. I'm making her Facebook posts and stuff so she could do her marketing right. I'm helping her get inspiration for her marketing. So look, this is the person that I wish I would have took before pictures. I wish I would have took before pictures as to what the site looked like before. And look, she said before, she was saying, like, she was literally venting to me about how stressful it was and how she wanted her dreams to come true, but she doesn't think it can because she doesn't know how to do it and all that stuff. And we were like, okay, bet, we got you. And then she was saying, and then what did she say? She said, awesome, thank you so much. And then she said, thank you so much. I changed the picture. I love it. OMG, have you seen my page? I don't know why she said I'm not a fan of the Asians, but she said, I love it. I said, almost finished. The Asian, she said, I'm in love with it. She loves it. She loves our product, bruh. She loves our product. So he said, doing a great job. He taught me heaps, etc., etc. Thank you so much. Now it is done. Now I'm helping her with the advertising, and etc., etc. So she is in love with her new website. The one before was ass. It was ass. We're all gonna be honest. It was freaking garbage. Her site before was garbage, but now it's good. And we did that for her. We helped her, like, love her site and not have an ass website, and stop losing sleep and tearing her hair out thinking about how she's gonna make this website and learn Shopify and do all this other stuff that's really difficult. We literally helped her with all that. So, anyways, back to the website product training. Well, that just goes to show the transformational power of Built by Duke. The goal of Built by Duke is simple: more customers, more trust, more calls, less relying on luck. Now, we're gonna skip this part because I want to read over it for myself and that part. How to sound like you know what you're talking about. Look at their site before you DM with them. Know specifically what's wrong with it. And what are you looking for? Any of these things. Signs of a bad site. Any of these things. If they have any of those things, you can reach out and tell them about it. And also look up. We don't have a resource on it yet. We will soon. You guys know I'm always making resources. I'm always making documents. I'm always making that sort of thing. So we don't have a resource yet. We don't have a resource yet, but we will soon, as to what these bad things actually do for the site. So, like, if the site doesn't load fast, what does that mean for the business? It means, like, we know it means they're losing money, but I'm going to make a document soon that you can tell them exactly what it means. Like, if a site doesn't load fast on your phone, it means 33% of customers are clicking away from your site in less than 5 seconds or something like that. Like statistical stuff, like actual proven fact-based evidence, logical stuff. Like, if a site doesn't load in under 5 seconds, then a customer is 78% more likely to click off and go to another website. Stuff like that. I'm gonna build a document with all that type of stuff for each individual thing that we find on a bad site. But for now, just refer to ChatGPT, ask Claude, what are some bad things that happen to a website that doesn't load fast? What happens when a website doesn't have a phone number or contact form on the page? What happens to customer trust when a site looks like it hasn't been updated in years? What happens when there's no clear message about the site and like the customer that they serve? For now, just ask ChatGPT what happens, and then just tell the customer that. Soon I'll make a document with all that information, but for now, just ChatGPT it. So before you reach out to them, look at their site, DM them, know what's wrong with it. Like, if it doesn't load fast, if there's no lead form. I can tell you the lead form one. If there's no lead form, that means there's no way for them to get leads. Like, there's no way for customers to leave their information with the business outside of just calling them and talking to them directly. But not everyone is just trying to go to a website and then just get on a phone conversation with someone. Sometimes people have projects that they're planning out 3 months in advance, so they need to leave their information, like their email and their name, so that they can get in contact with the business when the project is actually being started. So they lose out on those customers if they don't have a lead form on their site. So look at their site before you DM them. Know what's wrong with it from the list above of, examples of a bad site. Speak to their situation, not just a generic pitch. Also, don't tell them I make websites. Don't tell them we sell you websites. You need a website. Your website is bad. Don't tell them that. Tell them we get you more customers. We make you more money. We make your customers trust you more, because that's stuff they actually care about. They don't care about websites. We care about websites because it's how we make money and it's how we help their business grow. But they don't care about websites. They just care about the result. So Ask questions instead of making statements. Just ask questions, and when you ask questions, you'll be able to find even more problems that we can help them fix. So when you ask questions, ask, are you getting many calls from your website right now? That's way better than your website is bad. Stay calm and consultative. You're not selling them, you're diagnosing a problem. I said this to Muhammad earlier. Does a doctor try to sell you medicine? No. He just tells you, yeah, looks like you have some lung issues. The way to fix this is to start taking this medicine, and it'll clear your lungs right up. A doctor doesn't say, I need you to buy this medicine from me. Please buy this medicine so that you can be safe. If a doctor ever says that to you, you would run out the office. You would run out the office because you're like, what the hell is this guy on? A doctor is like, yeah, I see you have problems with your lungs. Your airways are kind of blocked up. So we're going to have you take this medicine so that we can get you healthy again. A doctor doesn't try to sell you. He just tells you what's wrong and how to fix it. So don't send a long DM explaining everything we offer. It's just conversation. A conversation is two ways. It's not you just yapping and sending books to the person in the DMs. You're not sending long paragraphs, long essays. A conversation is two ways. It's you say something, they say something. You say something, they say something. You say something, they say something. And then you have that conversation for however long it takes for you to get them on the call and for them to agree that they see a problem with their business. And then you book them like that. So don't talk about features before you understand their problem. Don't tell them, oh, we build landing forms, we build your phone number on the first page, we get you Google reviews, because guess what? They might already have a landing form, they might already have Google reviews, and so when they hear you say that, they're like, I don't need that stuff. I already got that stuff. We should be speaking to their specific problem. We shouldn't just be listing them a list of things that we can do for them. We should be finding the problem that they have and then speaking to that specific problem and then telling them that we can fix it and letting them know that we can fix it. Don't sound desperate. Don't sound pushy. If they're getting upset, ask a couple more questions. And they shouldn't be getting upset. Realistically, if you're doing like your job well, they won't get upset with you. They'll actually thank you. There are so many messages Gihan has where the client is thanking him. Like the client is literally thanking him like, yo, Gihan, thank you so much. You helped me so much. Because he did. That's our job. It's our job to help them. He told them like, you should be putting your website link on your Facebook page and stuff like that. He helped them. It's our job to help them. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help them. So if they're getting upset with you for whatever reason, ask a couple of more questions, then you can move on. Don't make promises that you can't keep. Stay honest and let the product speak for itself. The rep's job is to get them curious enough to get them on a call. Yes. Before you DM any lead, run through this quick site checklist on their site. It takes less than a minute, and then you go into the conversation knowing exactly what's wrong and what to try to help them solve, the problem that you want to try to help them solve. So pull up their site, and you can check, does it load in under 3 seconds? Does it look good on mobile? Is there a clear phone number or contact button visible? Do you know what they do, who they serve in the first couple of seconds? Are there Google reviews or any social proof? Is it a trustworthy site? Does the site look trustworthy? Is there a lead capture form or a way they can record customer information or get a quote online? Does it look professional, or does it look like it was built 10 years ago? If they're failing even one of those checks, then they're a good lead. I'm going to change this to say, if they're failing any of those checks, then they're a good lead. You now know exactly what to say. Now, let's move into our other training document. I've gone through this document a couple times, but it's still good to go through daily because this document has some W sauce. Now, in this document, you learn how to find clients. You also learn how to research their page and look for the key things that we can help them get on their page and that'll help them get more business to their website, more trust, etc. Before I continue, does anyone have any questions? Let me read through the chat real quick. Follow up, interact with their comment. I tried the commenting thing and I got a reply, then I messaged them, but it didn't show up. Follow up, interact. Seems like I can't. They don't use Messenger. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. Don't talk about website. Just talk like a normal person. On God. Don't use. Okay, move on. Already did that. Okay, that's cool. Watch this after training. Don't use. Do you have a website? Do some research on the prospect and expose the leaks. On bro. Great. She has cancer too. Oh, that sucks. You talking about quick question. Yep, okay, cool. Results, laugh at them for not having one. No, don't do that. That is a bad play. Don't laugh at them for not having a website, because then they're just gonna be like, oh, this asshole's laughing at me, and then they're just gonna get upset. They're gonna get mad. Don't do that. Diagnosis over pitching, validation and trust, 90% of the game. On bro. The actual mention of the product is brief and only happens after the prospect has already bought into the setter's understanding of their problem. Gihan has got this thing down packed. If you guys need help with this whole thing, reach out to this man. I don't know if his DMs are open for you peons. I don't know if his DMs are open. He's a busy guy. You know, he's a very busy and successful guy. He doesn't have a lot of time to interact with the public. So I don't know if his DMs are open, but if his DMs are open, definitely shoot Gihan a message so he can help you and elevate you and make you into a freaking shark. Make you into a freaking sales demon. A freaky sales demon. A freaky. Anyways, I'm just gonna stop there. I'm just gonna stop there. And God said orca. Anyways, look for these key things so that you can tell if we can help them. If any of these things are not on their website, then we can help them. They're a qualified lead. DM them. Now, another thing we must learn is how to help. This is one of the most important skills for any salesperson who is serious about their craft. You must learn how to listen and help, not just try and convince people to give you money, but genuinely make them want to give you money for the help that you're offering and providing. Now, oftentimes we feel that the more we talk and try to prove our expertise, the more qualified, impressive, and credible we are to the client. Truth of the matter, they don't care how impressive you are. They just want to know if you can help them. People are very self-centered. Remember this, people are very self-centered. If they think you can help them, they will interact with you. If you're impressive but you can't help them, they don't care. So we must learn how to actively spot and identify problems and gaps within their business, from which point we can then capitalize on helping them fix those problems and earn money for doing so. When we offer genuine value and improve things with our clients, they will want to work with us again and again and again and again. Sales is about connections, relationships, and repetition. I'm adding that to this document right now because a lot of it is repetition. Because the only reason we get good at handling objections is because we've already heard them 10 other times. We might mess up on the money objection 10 times, but by the time we hear it the 11th time, we're like, oh, I've heard this before. I know exactly what to say. So work on building good ones with your clients. Sales is about yeah. All right. Step 4, how to identify problems. Here is how you can get better, at finding those potential pitfalls within the business and bring them to the owner in a way that makes them curious enough to want to conduct business with you. Ask them clarifying questions. I cannot emphasize how important this is. There is a form of selling called question-based selling, where the entire process is doing nothing but asking the business owner questions about their situations. Questions like, how long have you had the business? What do you think the biggest problem is right now in the business? Do you think that if you solved that problem, the business would do better? What if I told you that I could solve that problem? Would you like to learn more about how we could solve that problem? Okay, if you would like to learn more about solving that problem, then talk to this guy because he knows how to solve that problem. Boom. That is question-based selling. You just ask questions about the business and like how their situation, how you could change their situation, learn more about their situation and how you could change it. Ask them if they want to change their situation if it's bad, and just refer them to the person that you're supposed to refer them to, and then boom, that's it. From this, you're able to connect dots and make connections on what's working for the business versus what's not. Once you get good enough at asking questions, people will trust you and want to pay you just from the way you're able to show them their own mistakes and errors. It makes them trust you because if you can describe their situation better than they can, they will fully trust and believe you when you say that you have the solution on how to fix it. They will trust you as you guide them towards solving their problems. So ask them clarifying questions such as what got you into the industry? How long have you wanted to do this business? Are you profitable? Are you getting lots of customers? Are you nearing your full potential? Do you think you've still got room to grow? Now, these two speak to the ego because if you ask pretty much anyone, are you like near your full potential? They'll say no because there's no such thing as full potential. It's always a ongoing chase to the finish line, but the finish line always moves. Once you reach the finish line, you got a new finish line. So they're going to say no. Do you think you've still got room to grow? They're going to say yes. Of course, I still have room to grow. Who doesn't? We can all grow always. We can always be better. What has been the biggest thing holding your business back? And they're going to say it might be, not getting enough customers. I'm not consistent enough, etc. Then you can ask, okay, not even are you running ads, but if you ask, do you think that if you got more customers, your business would be more successful? And they might be like, that's a stupid question. But yes, obviously, if I had more customers, then my business would be more successful. And then you could be like, okay, well, if I knew a way to get you more customers, would you be interested in booking a 20-minute call with me and my developer? And if they say yes, then boom, you just set them. You can ask, are you running ads? Do you get a lot of customers DMing you? Is it a stressful amount of customers in your inbox, or is the lack of customers stressful? These are good questions to ask to identify problems within the business and get them thinking about their current state of affairs. Because after all, that is one of the main reasons why we're asking them questions, to get them thinking about their current state of affairs and see how serious they are about changing it. Now, we're not just asking these questions randomly. In between each question, we're having conversations with the business owner, but we don't want to just bring problems. We also want to be the source of the solution. Once we've identified the problem within the business, we work on building trust and credibility with the owner and having them believe that we are the ones to go to for fixing their problem. Now, how can we establish trust and credibility? We can do this in a couple of key ways, such as showing them proof of the problem and how it affects their business, showing them proof of how fixing that problem helps businesses, showing them testimonials from what other people said after that problem was fixed for them, showing them how many times we fixed that problem and gotten consistent results, showing them other projects and things we've worked on to further develop trust in our ability to solve problems, telling them a projected result as what is likely to happen once we fix that problem for their business, such as, typically in my experience, when most businesses have that problem, they're getting 33% less revenue than they could be making. So if we fix that problem for you, then it's logical to assume or ascertain that you'll make a 33% increase in revenue if we move forward and work together, etc., whatever. Once we've done all that, they will be 100% ready and interested in at least hearing us out or what we've got to say. Once we've got them interested and ready to hear what we've got to say, we'll tell them exactly what we're going to do for their business. This is closing stuff. You don't tell them what we're going to do for their business. The closer will. They'll say that's expensive. Let the closer worry about that. Don't tell them about price. Don't handle price in the DMs. Just tell them that the closer has more information on all that good stuff. Now, does anybody have any questions, or am I just talking to myself up here? Or excuse me. I said if anybody had any questions. Does nobody have any questions? Is that what's happening? Are there really no questions? Do you guys not have any questions to ask me? Like ask me some questions. Nope, it's clear. Okay. I mean, I still want a question. I want one question. I want one person to ask a question. I want one person to ask a question. One of you ask a question. Just any question. Literally any question. Literally ask me any question, dude. Like, I'll literally answer it, bro.
Literally any question. Like that's kind of my job. That's kind of what I'm here for. So, you might as well just ask me like a question or something. I'm literally here to help you guys like improve and get better at the art of sales and like get good at sales. So ask me questions. How much? Which yo, Sven? What do you be? Yo, you just be saying anything, bro. How much would you like to make? Personally, $7. Sounds good. Why are you talking to yourself? Why are you talking to yourself? $7 per month? You know that's not a bad goal. That's not a bad goal. You know, $7. Hey, we all got to start somewhere. A couple of months, I've been making zero. I've been making $0 per month up until this point. Up until this month, I've been making $0 per month. So, you know, hey, you doing better than me. Not seven. That's what you just said. That's what you just said. $7 a month is your goal, bruh. You gotta shoot higher for higher goals. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta shoot for some higher goals. 7 factorial. Yo, this guy just start using big words and think he doing something, bro. He just start using big words and just. I mean, Gihan, that's a good question in itself. You just did. You just demonstrated and provided an example. 7 fact. What is the solution, Sven? What is the solution to that? Tell us. You have 10 seconds. You have 10 seconds to tell us a solution. 10, 9, 8, 7. Oh, okay. Quick maths. Okay, that was actually pretty quick. I'm surprised. He came up with that so fast. Okay, you got that. But boy, hold on. Gihan over here with the revolutionary philosophical insight. Gihan over here with the Socrates level of insight. He said, "How can I ask a good question?" Now let's ponder that for a second. All right, have we all pondered? I think we all pondered. And I think that we all came to the conclusion that's a stupid ass question. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. He said, "How can I ask a good question?" Okay, so look, I'm actually gonna give an explanation to this. The way you can ask a good question is by gathering evidence based upon all the answers that you've came to find across these years. Every question is a good question. There is no bad question because every question helps somebody. So there's no such thing as a bad question. How can I ask a good question? The answer is simple. Ask a question. Ask any of them. Ask any question. Yes, explain to all. Yes, you just ask good questions. Yes. Anyways, any more questions to break into the inbox? You mean like initial outreach. Okay. So we actually have how to ask a good question for the initial outreach. That actually is a good question. So for the initial outreach, you can ask if you see they don't have a lead form, you want to have a there's a thing they say in sales, you don't want to ask a question you don't already know the answer to. It's the same thing with like being a detective or like a detective or a detective. You want to ask questions that you already know the answers to. So if you see that their site doesn't have a lead form where they can, be recording customers, you can say, "Hey, quick question. How are you managing all the new leads? Or how are you managing all the incoming flow of leads, the flow of leads," or something like that. Like after having a conversation, you can be like, "Hey, quick question." Or after introducing yourself, "Hey, my name is Gihan. I just had a quick question about your business. How are you managing all the new leads?" Guess what? They're not getting new leads. They're not getting new leads because you looked at their website and you saw that they don't have a lead form. So how can they be getting new leads unless they're getting new leads by like advertising or like some other way? The reason you ask that question is because they're not getting as many leads as they could be getting. So you can like set them up for that trap. Or if you have a site that doesn't have a phone number on it, you could say like, "Hey, quick question. What do you usually say when a customer calls you at 4 a.m.? or something like that, because they're not getting calls. They'll say, well, we're not really getting all that many phone calls. And then you could be like, oh, well, that sounds like an issue, isn't it? That's not good. What business doesn't want to be getting phone calls? What business doesn't want to be having customers call them to do work for them? Like, what business wants that? What business wants? No, I mean, there's probably a couple businesses that don't want to be getting phone calls, but you know what I mean. So that's actually a really good question. Just ask questions to things that you already have the answer to. That's how you ask a good question, because then they can't give you a bad answer. They can't give you an answer that goes outside of what you already knew, which is helpful to like leading them into a conversation. And then at that point, you've got them in your trap. Once they're in the conversation, they're in your trap, and you get to explain to them all the boo-boo things about their website and how we're gonna fix them. Good question. That's actually a good question. Next, does anyone have any other questions? Any other questions before we get off today's training? Because that's pretty much it for today. We don't really have much else to yap about. I mean, we got plenty of stuff to yap about, but for today, that's about it. So, are there any other questions? Ask them now while we have this time together. I love you guys. Ask your questions. Ask your questions. Play the song. I got you. How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? That is a terrible question. Yo, delete that comment and ban Sven from the server. I'm trolling. Anyways, I'm gonna play that song that I'm gonna play that song that Gihan said to play. What's it called? So Gihan made a song, everybody, on some good questions to ask the clients when we're in a conversation with them. I'm gonna close out today's training by playing that song.
And I think that's about gonna wrap it up for today, guys. So let me just find this link so I can navigate and play this song.
Where's the song? Where is it? I gotta find it. Bro, why you asking me if we have training? Oh my gosh, you know we have training. Where is? Okay. Where is the song?
I'm looking for the song, guys, and I'm not seeing it.
Gihan, where's the song? Please, could you? Oh, here it is. It's a link. That's why. Okay, I found it. All right, we're gonna listen to this song, and then I never want to see you guys again. It's in the chat. Okay, excellent. I have a question, like how to introduce yourself, like telling them I'm like from the agency side. You don't have to. You don't have to tell them you're from the agency side. You could tell them anything. You could literally tell them I'm a customer and I was looking over your site and I didn't find a way to contact you. You don't have to tell them who we are. We don't have to tell them that. We don't have to tell them that we're with an agency. We don't have to tell them that. Don't tell them that you're a customer, but you could just say, hey, I was looking over your site. Where's the call link or where's the lead sheet? You don't have to tell them anything.
Who's watching the shop when you turn out the lights? When you're out making moves, are your leads all alone? How many hours do you spend on your phone?
Yeah.
Are you paying for traffic just to let it go cold? How much of your time can be bought and be sold? Is there a hole in the bucket right under your nose? Where do you think all the revenue goes?
That song is actually a banger. I'm not gonna lie, Gihan, we need the lyrics. We need the lyrics to the song. Oh, here they are. They're right here. Literally right here. These are all great questions. Literally, if you want to know what questions to ask, any of these.
Are you the main bottleneck? Are you blocking the lane? How much are you losing by taking the pain? If you took a vacation, would the money still stack? Or would you lose all the deals till the minute you're back? Are you paying for ads if they slip through the cracks?
These are all good questions.
Is it worth the headache? Is it worth the stress? Why are you settling for
Yo,
anything less?
Why I can't send it?
Do you want to keep hustling, spinning the wheel?
There we go.
Or do you want a system that closes the deal?
Oh, bro. Savannah said me and the homies bumping this in the corporate
Why
office.
do the
Oh,
heavy
bro.
lifting when the system can't flow? Why are you guessing when you already know? Wouldn't you rather wake up to a fully booked screen? Why are you fighting the effing machine? Don't you want to step back and just let it all run? Tell me, wouldn't you rather be getting it?
Yo, y'all ignore my gifs, bruh. Y'all don't look at my gifs. Oh, your can't. Okay.
Are you ready to fix the leak?
Nice. Nicely done, Gihan.
All right, that's gonna wrap it up for today's training, guys. I guess I'll see you in the next one.